All right, salute guys. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, welcome. Throw me some love, throw me a like. If you don't mind, keep the comments light. It's been a while since I've made a YouTube video. It's been a while since I've done an old school car video. The way I used to do it back in the day, you know, back here in America before I moved over to Thailand. I did a lot of videos in my car, and I tell you, like, to me, it's therapeutic. It's what it is. I love doing it. So I just want to give you guys an update on what it is since being here. You know, I came to Mississippi, Louisiana about a month ago. I finished out that chapter, went and visited my dad, did some work for my dad. He had a couple big jobs he wanted help on, get me back in the groove of working and whatnot. Done that. So right now, as of today, I'm back here in Atlanta in my old stomping grounds, and seeing my son and whatnot, and seeing some old friends and stuff, and it's been pretty interesting. I just want to keep you guys in the loop on what it is. I told you I was coming here with an open mind and willing to be versatile, which my experience as, you know, as an expat who's been over there for 2 years and come back, and what it is and the things I've learned and the things I've experienced and seen. Like, it's just being honest and keeping it real with you guys. It's not fair to lie to you guys and sell you a dream or whatever. You know, my heart is still in Thailand. I've just got to be honest. It is still in Thailand. My home is still in Thailand, but coming here has been extended. It's just what it is. And the reason for that is that I got a really good job opportunity about a week ago. Really good job opportunity with a big, massive, global, like multinational company, if you will. Reputable company, doing construction work, good pay, benefits per diem, 8% match, 401k. They pay for your room and board, lodging. You got to travel with the company, with the jobs and stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. But for me, this is a perfect situation. You know, I don't have to pay for room and board. But they don't just put you in some, you know, Motel 6 or whatever. They put you in like a Residence Inn. Like, that's where I'm at right now, at the Residence Inn Marriott. It's full kitchen, nice, you know, it's like an apartment, if you will. Really nice. Pool, outdoor cooking area, all that good stuff. But they pay for our lunch. They pay us for mileage. They give us a certain allowance every week for, you know, benefits. Every third week, they pay us mileage to drive home and visit. Or if you have family from out of town, which a lot of guys, because I mentioned a lot of people travel, they pay for the family to come and visit and stuff. And they even pay for that extra lodging in those scenarios. Like, I couldn't pass this up. But it required me to commit to them for a year. Yes, it was a very tough decision, but being what it is, honestly, I couldn't say no. Does this mean I'm putting my feet back down here in America? Yes and no. Because as I said before, it is about making American money and figuring out how to live abroad. And this is a learning curve, man. If you've been with me for any period of time, you know I've talked about everything from the beginning, from even prior to moving to Thailand, all the way up through my thought process of coming back and why I'm coming back, for a number of reasons, to reset. It's not about money. It's about being a man. It's about accomplishing goals. It's about being able to, like, feel productive. It's about, you know, taking care of business too, taxes, and, you know, seeing family and seeing, you know, my kids and stuff. There's a lot of reasons why I feel like it's, you know, after living there for some time, why I don't think it's going to be easy to put both feet in over there completely. And the truth be told, when it comes to this, is as an expat living in Thailand, you're never going to be accepted completely in Thailand. Is this a bad thing? Is this some negative, you know, me throwing shade over that? No, because honestly, if I had a healthy income where I could afford to pay to send, you know, bring family to visit me over there, I would probably do that. And I would still want to come back every now and then and see America, to be honest. But you're still going to have to file taxes. You're still going to have to deal with that. You're still going to have to come back and collect your mail. like you just can't run from it. It's not about running from stuff. It's just that you're still an American on paper, and there's still going to be these invisible ties that will be attached to you no matter what. You know, whether it's family, whether it's business and taxes and stuff like that, it's really important to understand this stuff if you're thinking about moving abroad, which I'm not discouraging doing. If you're retired, if you're older and you've got a steady, healthy income, you know, living on a pension, I think you're pretty good to go. But even a lot of these guys still come back and visit their family and their grandkids and stuff, and for weddings, you know, just things like this. And, you know, or if you're a digital nomad and you're making money online, you're still going to have to figure that out. And a lot of people can file their taxes from over there, but you got to pay attorneys. You got to deal with the visa process, which this stuff really all ties together, which makes it stressful at times. Like, honestly, I do get stressed out with the visa process in Thailand. That, you know, every 90 days I got a report. You know, I'm not complaining. As I said, I'm not complaining. Let me reiterate that I'm not complaining. They welcome me with open arms, but you're going to be going through agencies. You're going to be dealing with visa runs, and you're going to be getting your passport book filled up, and you're going to have to, dude, my passport's 2 years old and it's damn near filled up already just from my visa stamps and stuff from Thailand and, you know, just Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. And going back to America, I've been to Mexico and stuff like that, but not that much. I haven't traveled as much as some people. But it's things like this you got to keep in mind. And not to mention that familiarity that you really start to long for after a period of time. You know, things that we can take for granted, the opportunities that are available here financially. But living over there for the past 2 years has really taught me how to be frugal. What matters when it comes to spending money and stuff like that. Like, coming back here with that mindset and that mentality of living over there and the cost of living, it really has taught me a lot, because in a lot of ways, things over there can be just as expensive as here, and things over here can be just as expensive as over there. It just depends on your standard of living, and if you're willing to cook your own crap, if you're willing to buy a used car that's paid for, I mean, shit like this, if you're willing to, you know, not take on a bunch of debt, credit cards, or live beyond your means, which a lot of us are guilty of. I've been guilty of this. You know, before I left, I paid off all my debts, which I would stress highly you do this. Because if you ever have to come back, you want to have a good credit score. While living over there, I used my credit cards for big purchases like airplane tickets and stuff like that, hotels, booking. Like, I didn't use my debit card except to withdraw from the ATM. That's it. But I eventually opened up a Thai bank account, and all that is, you know, water under the bridge. But still, you want to have something to fall back on just in case, because you never know. You never know. And with that all being said, having an open mind, having no attachments, and no, like, unreasonable expectations of outcomes is another big thing. I'm actually kind of sitting back looking, I'm not bragging, I'm proud of myself for lasting over there for a 2-year period before, you know, coming back to handle business. You know, just recently seeing my son the other day, and seeing my old dog, J-Rock, which he passed away not long ago, unfortunately, but I haven't seen him in 2 years. So I've been over there a long time, you know, and that acclimation starts to kind of get to you, but it also kind of pulls you away from this, and you lose attachments to things that really matter to me or to yourself, maybe, while living that far away. You know, it's 12-hour time zone difference. It's just a completely different lifestyle that both of you or your family over here is living. Like, you're going to bed when they're getting up, and you're getting up when they're going to sleep, kind of thing. And not to mention your daily things that you talk about are completely unrelated. You know, the things you experience over there are nothing in common with the people here, and the people same, you know, vice versa. So that chasm starts to grow. And, you know, I'm not saying it's up to you to maintain, but you got to be aware of this stuff. You know, if you got kids, it is kind of up to you to maintain that relationship with your kids. It is. It's up to me. just giving you guys an update. I know I've talked a lot, but I don't know how to make this video, to be honest. And I'm just, you know, I'm not ranting, I'm not complaining. You know, being here has been a culture shock. Right now, as I said, I'm in Atlanta, but I'm going to Maryland, you know, in a couple weeks, and I'll be there for, you know, 9 to 12 months. So instead of me going back in a few months, I'm just going to bring my wife over here to visit, you know, every few months or so, until we get to a comfortable position, you know. And she's fine with this, she's okay with this. And as I said, there's, you know, in the prior videos, like, there, you know, I would discourage people from bringing someone here that was pushing you or pressuring you to come here. Like, she doesn't pressure me to come here. She wants to come to America just to see it, but she's never pushed for a green card or any of that bullshit. Oh, I want to go to America. Not, if that was the case, it would be an absolute hell no. But I believe this is the right decision. So just take my story. I'm not giving advice, but I'm just putting it out there. This is some of the things that you know, of course I considered before, but the reality of it is different. You got to be open-minded. You got to roll with the punches. You got to be willing to adapt. This is a highly evolving world, and it's changing rapidly. Thailand is changing rapidly even. But I feel more certain when it comes to money, finances, and things like that, and moves that I can make. I know the legal framework and how to stay within that, within the bounds of the law and stuff like that. I've got good credit here. So there's a lot of benefits to this, but it doesn't make me happy to have to stay here longer than I intended to. But this part of it is very important, and I've come to realize that this is more important than I considered even prior. Having that safety net and feeling that stability, that financial stability, is so paramount in your life, in my life, that if you go over there, you've got to understand you're not going to be allowed to work. You can open businesses, but you have to maintain it hands off. You got to have the right people. It's just complicated. Whereas here, I can just go out and freaking do it. I can do it the way I want. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I feel more in control of what it is when it comes to this. So, not trying to justify it. I'm just giving you guys an update. It's all going, it's going well, other than J-Rock passing away recently, just a few days ago, unfortunately. J-Rock is in some of my older videos. He's my old dog. He got hit by a car a couple days ago, and it was heartbreaking. But other than that, things have been going pretty well, seriously. I see opportunities that I didn't see before. I see things that I did not see before I left and moved over there. And I understand why foreigners come here and see the opportunities they do. There are so many opportunities, even though I see a lot of people, oh, there's layoffs. And if you read the headlines, first of all, stop all that shit. There's jobs out here, plenty. You got to look, you got to network, you got to talk to people, you got to be friendly. It goes a long way. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I love y'all for real. I appreciate all of you that have supported and followed me through all of this throughout my journey. Just keeping it real, evolving with it. You know, I'm not rigid. I'm open-minded, and I'm learning a lot. I've learned so much, and I continue to learn a lot, and there's still a lot more for me to learn. I have no idea what this timeline looks 1 year from now. I want to look back on this video and see where I'm at 1 year from now. If you're considering all this, keep this in mind. Food for thought. I love y'all. Throw me some love. Subscribe. Out of here, y'all. Have a good evening.